My name is Twinta Ojo. I am a lawyer, child safety advocate, and a women's rights activist. When talking about sexual offenses in Nigeria, especially when it concerns children, the punishment, if it's sexual defilement, is life imprisonment. It's seen as a capital offense, and anybody found guilty of it will be committed to life imprisonment. Okay, that's mostly what we have across board. Then, secondly, we also, when you're talking about child sexual abuse, the basic thing you do is to listen to the child. Then, how do you know a child has been abused? You first of all, you notice change in character. Sometimes the children will play what has happened to them. They try to relieve the trauma through play. And when you see a child, playing a game that is not appropriate for his or her age, it should be a red flag that that child has been abused. You see a child who wants to, do tongue kissing, wants to do some funny sexual act on another adult, it should also be a red flag that the child has been abused. When you see a child who is very, very jovial suddenly become withdrawn, that's another indicator that maybe that child has been sexually abused. When you see a child who normally is very quiet, respectful, becomes disrespectful to another adult or antagonistic to another child, because we have child-to-child sexual abuse. When you see see that kind of a child become suddenly aggressive to another adult or another child, it's also another red flag indicator that that child has been abused. When you see a child who normally has stopped bedwetting begins to bedwet again, or is afraid of sleeping alone, it becomes more clingy, it's also another red flag for us as child safety advocates. When a child who becomes so attached to an adult, and it seems as if the adult has a hold over the child, it's also an indicator for us that that child may have been abused, especially by that adult. So when we see all this, we begin to suspect. Now, unfortunately, in our country and in most parts of Africa, the response to child sexual abuse is still rather very slow. One, because we do not have properly trained police officers, gender specialists to act on the information given. We still have victim blaming, where a child is being accused of seducing an adult, or telling an adult that, oh, you are the cause of what happened to you. Now we see our society, because of the slow judicial process, the society also judiciary also slows down, because of slows down the process of justice delivery, because of lack of adequate manpower, adjournments, and technicalities. Then we also see one of the problems we are facing is having safe havens across board. Most of the shelters, safety shelters, and homes for sexual abuse offenders are run by private individuals. And although we have some government input, especially in Lagos State, but it's still not enough. We need to, and then bureaucracy of taking a child to these homes is also one of the things that hinders child safety in this country. When you have to take a child to a home, and then you are asked to write a letter, the process. And we know in Nigeria these letters are not attended to until weeks and weeks and weeks after the act has been done. Then the like okay, I've mentioned that the slow delivery of the justice system, it also makes the child or the child survivor to relieve that trauma every time he has to go to court, and see this person. But if the delivery system is very fast, it will help to bring closure to the child. Then we do not have most times psychosocial trauma intervention support. A child is raped, a child has is sexually defiled, is assaulted. That child needs to go through sexual um sexual rehabilitation. He has to go through rehabilitation to understand that those things that happened to her wasn't her fault, or what happened to him wasn't his fault. And that's about it.